But yeah, we gonna talk about this, man. So people in Chicago, man. People in Chicago are well, Chicago Bulls fans. We catching some flack out here in these streets because there was a ceremony. The Chicago Bulls had a Ring of Honor ceremony at the United Center, and they decided they wanted to honor Jerry Krause, and them people in the crowd booed the fuck out of Jerry Krause. Nigga! Yeah, they booed the fuck out of that man, right? And so one of the reasons why we're talking about this is because the discussion has largely been that the people in Chicago and those Bulls fans were booing Jerry Krause's wife, which is just,
well, that'll be a monkey's bare-assed uncle.
And I'm just going, they weren't booing that man's wife, man. And for anybody who's gotten on a television or gotten in front of a fucking microphone and said that they were booing that man's wife, y'all need y'all ass whooped, because that ain't what the fuck happened, man. That is not what happened. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull these videos up so we can watch right along with each other so y'all can see, just like I saw, what the hell was happening at that Ring of Honor ceremony. So let me do this here. I'm going to, let's see, Bulls. All right, let's go. Here we go. All right. Yeah, that's the video right there. Okay. So I had the shit queued up already, man. What the hell? Okay. So here's what happened. Well, fuck it. I'm going to just play the video. What the hell, man? What are you doing, Spann? Just play the video. Let them see. And let's do this. I'm going to maximize that for y'all so y'all can see that there. And yo, check this out. This is what happened.
He was a 6-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA Executive of the Year.
Okay, now for those of you who are not watching the show, there is an image of Jerry Krause up on the Jumbotron. When his image came up on the Jumbotron, that's when the crowd started booing. Right? Jerry Krause is on the Jumbotron. Crowd is booing the image of Jerry Krause. Now, Jerry Krause passed away. Okay, we'll give it all the context. Jerry Krause passed away a few years ago. I'm not exactly sure what year it was he passed away, but he passed away some years ago. But the people, the fans of the city or the fans of the Bulls still hold some animus towards Jerry Krause because of some of the things that Jerry Krause did while he was general manager of the team. So they're booing him right at this moment. You don't even see Jerry Krause's wife right now. Don't even see this lady. They're booing him. I just want to make sure that's clear to anybody who's listening and don't have, the opportunity to take a look at the show visually.
By his wife Thelma, Basketball Hall of Famer and former Bulls general manager Jerry Krause.
Okay. So now they have Jerry Krause's wife Thelma up on the screen. Now, as they just put her up on the screen, you're going to hear somewhat of a flip of the reaction of the people in the crowd once they show her. Now, clearly she's upset. She's very upset. She's already heard the boos of her husband. She's upset. But once they see her on the screen, some of the people in the crowd started the boos kind of subside, and then you start hearing some slight cheers. Now, sound like cheers now, right? Because now they're aware that that woman is there. A lot of those people in that crowd did not know that that woman was in that crowd. They did not know that she was there to represent her husband until they announced it, and then she showed up on the Jumbotron. Those people were booing Jerry Krause. Now, some of y'all will be like, damn, Spann, they booing a dead man. That's fucked up. Okay, you might be right on that. I'm not here to argue with you on whether or not that's good, bad, or indifferent, right? I'm just going to say there's some of y'all who are listening to the sound of my voice right now who can't wait for Donald Trump to kick the bucket, and you're going to celebrate the moment it happens, right? I'm not saying that Jerry Krause is Donald Trump. I'm just saying that, people feel how they feel about that man, and you can't, that's just what it is. This is how they feel about him. And this isn't a new thing. This isn't a new thing, right? So let me take this. I'm going to take this one down, right? I'm going to take that one down. And then I'm going to show you guys another video, okay? Because there's another one you guys need to see. This one here, let me do this here. This one. All right. So in this particular instance, this was the 1998 Chicago Bulls championship parade, right? 1998 championship parade for the Chicago Bulls. And on this particular one, they're going to announce Jerry Krause at the championship parade. And I want you guys to listen to the reception that Jerry Krause gets from the crowd at the championship parade. Okay. This is how they feel about him even then. All right. Check this out, y'all.
And finally, a Hall of Famer coach, Tex Winter. About a year ago, this last month, Jerry Reinsdorf called me and asked me, did I think we could do it again? I said yes. I believed in these guys. All these guys could come back and do this again. I believed in them. And I thank him for that opportunity. Thank you, Jerry. And I want to thank Jerry Krause for giving us the opportunity to do it. He had another plan, but he put it aside. Thanks, Jerry. I want to thank the co-captains of this team, Scott.
That was at the championship parade. They were booing this man at the parade, y'all. They've been hating this man. They've been hating this dude. So I'm gonna give y'all some context because, again, not only am I from Detroit, but I'm from Chicago too, and I've been a Bulls fan all my life. Right? For those of you who believe that the reason why the Bulls fans are booing Jerry Krause now because of the Last Dance, there may be some truth to that. There may be some people who were like they were reminded why they were disliking Jerry Krause, right? Not that they didn't like Jerry Krause, they might have been reminded why they didn't like Jerry Krause. But the thing is, as Phil Jackson was just saying there, he was like, "Yo, man, Jerry Reinsdorf asked if we could do it again," and I said, "Yeah, I think we could do it again." And Jerry Reinsdorf pretty much overrode Jerry Krause and brought that team back so that they can go for that 6th championship. Jerry Krause wanted to break that team up after the 5th championship, right? So and most of it was, interpersonal relationships going sour. Him and Phil Jackson were no longer really seeing eye to eye anymore. And he did not want to offer Phil Jackson an extension. Michael Jordan had already said that he would not play for another coach other than Phil Jackson. So he would either play someplace else or retire. They already had told Scottie Pippen that they weren't going to re-sign him. So as a matter of fact, earlier on in the season, Scottie Pippen just said, fuck it. And at one point, got his foot surgery done, like before the start of the season. So you had a whole bunch of shit going on, but a lot of that stemmed from Jerry Krause. Right. And so after the 1998 championship team was dismantled, the Bulls were subject to going, they were the highest of highs. And then they were in the fucking purgatory of the NBA, where they were in NBA hell, where not only were they not hitting on some of the draft picks, but then free agents weren't coming to Chicago either. Right. Free agents weren't coming to Chicago because they saw how Jerry Krause had treated the best fucking player in the world, the best coach in the world, and then sidekick in Scottie Pippen. It was like, man, if he gonna do that to them, why am I gonna go there, right? So if you guys remember, at one point, for those of you who are old enough, Tracy McGrady came to Chicago for a visit while he was a free agent and then decided to go to Orlando. Grant Hill came to Chicago for a visit and then decided to go to Orlando. Tim Duncan did the same thing, right? A lot of them dudes came to Chicago, gave it like, I'm not coming here though. Gave him a shot, gave him a look, but they wasn't really coming here because the word had got out that they don't treat if you can't treat Michael Jordan good, right? if he's doing that to Michael Jordan, imagine what he'll do to me. And so what ended up happening was you had a lot of like middling sort of free agent players coming around to Chicago, and they were overpaying these dudes to come to play for Chicago because they had to overpay to sign somebody, because people weren't coming. Chicago was no longer a destination to come play because of Jerry Krause. So I say all that to say that the reason why even today Chicago Bulls fans boo Jerry Krause is because they blame that man for the mediocrity that the Bulls became after he got rid of Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, and Phil Jackson. A lot of people in Chicago still blame that man for that. And honestly, I blame the Reinsdorfs for putting that lady in that position to sit there and listen to thousands of people boo the memory of her husband, because the Reinsdorf has to know that although they may like Jerry Reinsdorf and they may have love and respect for Jerry Krause, a lot of the fan base does not. And so, like I said, I saw so many people saying like how classless it was of those Bulls fans to do that. I'm like, hey man, if that doesn't show you anything else, it's like Bulls fans will keep that same energy, right? They don't like you, and they're not gonna be fake about it. That's just what it is. Like it's unfortunate that woman had to sit there and listen to that. I agree with anybody with that, but also fault the motherfuckers who put that lady in that seat to have to listen to that, because they had to know. So yeah, Bulls fans really did that, and that's why.